Rhonj Teresa Giudice asks fans for prayers, gets backlash. People online are slamming Teresa Giudice after she asked for prayers for her ex-husband Joe recently. She is one of many celebrities that have recently come under fire for sharing clickbait posts. At this point, Rhonj fans are fed up with it. Continue reading to see what she shared. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star has a tendency to post clickbait articles. Other stars like fellow housewife Kim Zolciak and MTV's Janelle Evans have been called out for similar posts in recent history. Teresa Giudice took to social media to share a selfie of her ex-husband Joe. In the caption she wrote, "Pray for Joe," with a broken heart emoji and the praying hands emoji. Then she instructed people to see the comments for more details. In the comments, the Rhonj legend posted an article. The story talked about how Joe Giudice recently took to social media to talk about a safety hazard on his balcony. Joe now resides in the Bahamas, and he recently noticed that some of the spindles on his railing were loose. When he grabbed them while doing sit-ups, they came out and he wound up taking a tumble. "All of this is loose. This all needs to come down. I need to redo all that," Joe said. He appeared to be completely fine after the incident. Unsurprisingly, people dragged Teresa Giudice for seemingly hinting at something being wrong with Joe. Fans let her have it in the comments. "Ridiculous clickbait again. OMG, pray for Joe because he needed to fix some spindles that were loose on his balcony. Good Lord," one person wrote. Another commenter chimed in, "This is a scam. Don't bother. She gets paid for the clicks. Nothing happened to Joe. Does Joe get part of the money you make from this clickbait nonsense?" A third person asked. Several people pointed out that hundreds of people have died from Hurricane Helene ripping through the South. "Give me a break. My brother lost everything in his home," one person commented. A number of other people agreed, pointing out that there are people suffering throughout the country, but Joe only had a close call. Right now, Teresa Giudice is gearing up to appear on Season 2 of House of Villains. Although filming has wrapped up, she has been sharing promotions for the new E! show. Sneak peeks show the Rhonj star going head-to-head with Tiffany New York Pollard. Many people have suggested that Teresa may have finally met her match on the reality show. Amanda Blankenship is an over-caffeinated wife and mother. When she's not reading or writing, you can find her watching reality TV or a good, juicy drama series. Teresa Giudice, a long-standing cast member of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Rhonj, has always been a polarizing figure. Throughout her tenure on the reality show, she's garnered a massive fan base, but she has also attracted her fair share of critics. Recently, Giudice found herself in hot water when she reached out to her fans, asking for prayers on social media. What followed was an unexpected, and for some, shocking backlash. This incident not only underscores the volatile relationship that many reality TV stars have with their fans, but also raises questions about public vulnerability and the expectations placed on celebrities. The prayer request that sparked controversy. Teresa Giudice's appeal for prayers was a simple and heartfelt gesture. She posted a message on her social media, asking her followers to send positive thoughts and prayers for an undisclosed reason. While she didn't provide details on what prompted the request, her plea was filled with emotion, suggesting that something significant was happening in her life. However, the reaction was far from supportive. Instead of an outpouring of well wishes, Giudice faced a barrage of criticism. Some fans expressed disappointment, accusing her of using her platform inappropriately or implying that her request for prayers seemed insincere. Others took the opportunity to bring up her past legal troubles, referencing the time she served in prison for fraud. Backlash rooted in Teresa's past to understand why Giudice's prayer request was met with such hostility. It's essential to revisit her past, particularly her legal issues. Teresa and her now ex-husband Joe Giudice were indicted in 2013 on multiple charges of fraud, including conspiracy to commit mail fraud, wire fraud, and bank fraud. In 2014, both Teresa and Joe were sentenced to prison, with Teresa serving 11 months of her 15-month sentence. For many viewers, her past crimes have colored their perception of her character. Despite having served her time, some fans still hold her actions against her, believing that she hasn't truly taken accountability for her past. This lingering resentment often rears its head whenever Teresa asks for support or sympathy from the public. In this case, some critics of Teresa's prayer request argue that someone with a criminal past shouldn't be asking for public sympathy. Fans believe she is undeserving of empathy due to her history. It was as if her request for prayers was seen by some as a reminder of her past mistakes, sparking renewed anger rather than compassion. The reality of reality TV. Expectation versus reality. The public's reaction to Teresa's request also sheds light on the broader issue of how reality TV stars are perceived. The Real Housewives franchise, including Rho and Jade, is known for its dramatic storylines, explosive arguments, and deeply personal revelations. Viewers become intimately familiar with the cast members' lives, seeing both their highs and lows play out on screen. However, the nature of reality TV also blurs the line between entertainment and reality. Fans often develop parasocial relationships with the stars, where they feel connected to them despite the one-sided nature of the relationship. This dynamic can lead to fans feeling entitled to comment on or criticize every aspect of a star's life, even when it involves deeply personal matters like a request for prayers. In Teresa's case, some fans may have felt that her prayer request was just another part of her reality TV persona, rather than a genuine call for help. Reality TV stars like Teresa are often expected to perform for the camera, and for some viewers it becomes difficult to separate their on-screen drama from their real lives. This expectation of perpetual drama might have contributed to the backlash, as fans could have interpreted her plea as another ploy for attention, rather than a sincere cry for support. The role of social media in fanning the flame of social media has transformed the way celebrities interact with their fans, allowing for direct communication that wasn't possible a decade ago. While this can lead to more meaningful connections, it also exposes stars to a constant barrage of opinions, many of which can be negative or harmful. Teresa Giudice is no stranger to online criticism, and her prayer request quickly became a lightning rod for divisive comments. Some fans took the opportunity to remind her of her past, while others used the situation as a platform to express general discontent with her behavior on the show. The anonymity of the internet often emboldens people to say things they wouldn't in person, leading to a flood of comments that were not only critical but also deeply personal. Moreover, the speed at which social media moves means that negative sentiments can quickly gain momentum. What might have started as a few critical comments soon snowballed into a full-blown backlash, with many fans seemingly piling on for the sake of participating in the controversy. In the digital age, public figures like Teresa often face an overwhelming amount of scrutiny, and even the smallest misstep can lead to a disproportionate reaction. A broader conversation about public vulnerability. Teresa's experience also opens up a broader conversation about the challenges celebrities face when being vulnerable in the public eye. In today's social media-driven world, it's common for stars to share personal moments with their fans, whether it's celebrating a milestone, grieving a loss, or, in Teresa's case, asking for prayers. However, this openness can come at a cost. Celebrities are often expected to be perfect, or at least to conform to a certain image. When they deviate from these expectations, they can face backlash, as was the case with Teresa. Despite her position as a public figure, she is still a human being with emotions, struggles, and moments of vulnerability. Yet, for some fans, her past actions seem to overshadow her present circumstances, making it difficult for them to extend empathy. The backlash Teresa faced raises questions about the expectations placed on celebrities, particularly those with complicated pasts. Is it fair to expect perfection from public figures? Can they ever truly move beyond their past mistakes in the eyes of the public? And perhaps most importantly, should celebrities feel compelled to share their vulnerabilities with fans when the response can be so unpredictable? Moving forward, Teresa's response. Despite the harsh criticism, Teresa Giudice has always been resilient. Throughout her time on Rho and J, she has weathered personal and professional storms, from her legal battles to the breakdown of her marriage. While the backlash to her prayer request was undoubtedly difficult to endure, it's unlikely to derail her in the long run. Teresa has yet to directly address the backlash in a substantial way, but based on her history, it's likely she will continue to focus on her family and her career. Over the years, she has built a loyal fan base that has stood by her through thick and thin, and many of those fans did offer their prayers and support in the wake of her post. Ultimately, Teresa's prayer request and the ensuing backlash serve as a reminder of the complicated relationship between reality TV stars and their fans. While some viewers may hold her past against her,